This is a story that shook the Sasebo, Nagasaki Prefecture, in southwestern Japan on July 29, 2014. When a 15-year-old girl committed a gruesome murder a lot of adults can't even fathom. The never-ending question is, was the perpetrator really too mentally unstable to be tried for murder, or did she have this heinous murder planned all along? Our story begins on a Sunday morning after the parents of 15-year-old Aiwa Matsuo called the police when Aiwa didn't come home the night before. Aiwa had left her home at around 3 p.m. on Saturday after telling her parents that she would be spending the day shopping with some classmates. As far as Aiwa's parents knew, her plans were to go out, meet with a few friends, and do a little shopping. Aiwa was known to be a sweet girl, she was good in school, she never misbehaved, and she was well trusted by her parents. So her parents had no reason to believe that she wouldn't be home by her curfew. By the end of the night, however, one of her classmates invited Aiwa over to her apartment. Little did Aiwa know that this classmate had no intentions of Aiwa ever leaving her house again, and that this friend would tragically end up taking her life. For the purpose of this narration, we will be calling this classmate Yumiko, since she was never really named in order to protect her identity, as she was still a minor at the time of the murder. After a day of shopping and hanging out came to an end, Aiwa would go over to Yumiko's place so that the two could hang out some more. For the past few months, Yumiko had lived in an apartment by herself. Her father decided that it would be best for her to live alone and got her own small apartment because of one incident that made him terrified of Yumiko. It was only a year ago that Yumiko had tragically lost her mother to cancer in October of 2013. However, by January of 2014, her father had already remarried. It's speculated that this was a breaking point for Yumiko, because in a span of a few months Yumiko would become a completely different child. She was exhibiting signs of violent behaviors and would have psychotic breaks until one day finally lashing out and brutally attacking her father with a metal baseball bat. The 15-year-old schoolgirl had even told her father and stepmother that she planned to kill someone after getting bored of torturing animals, yet when her desperate parents tried to raise the alarm, they were told there was no room for any more patients in the psychiatric hospital, and was advised to call back again in a week. After the countless attacks on animals and a brutal attack on him, Yumiko's father did not know what to do with his daughter, so fearing for his and his wife's safety, he had rented a small flat for his daughter where she lived alone and, unbeknownst to anyone, continued to carry on with her animal torturing tactics. Having her own place and being unsupervised would give Yumiko all the freedom that she needed to commit this gruesome murder, despite the fact that she had told her parents that she wanted to dissect someone. Yumiko's disturbing behavior would be pushed under the rug by psychiatrists. It is said that just a day before the incident, her parents consulted with a psychiatrist and begged to get Yumiko hospitalized, but the request was turned down due to lack of space at the facility. The father then called a local child welfare office, but a security guard told him to call back after the weekend. But unfortunately, before he could do that, the murder had already been carried out. On that Saturday, after Yumiko and Aiwa played some games and talked for a while, time had passed, and before they knew it, it was 8 p.m. Aiwa told Yumiko that she had to get home soon because she didn't want to worry her parents. As she was getting ready to leave, Yumiko came behind Aiwa with a metal hammer and hit her multiple times in the back of her head. When Aiwa fell to the ground, Yumiko then proceeded to strangle her with a rope. Aiwa would then pass away shortly after, while laying in Yumiko's bed. Later that night at around 10 p.m., several disturbing messages appeared on the popular 2-channel internet forum. There were 7 gruesome photos, including a bloody cloth and a series of pictures of bloody hands. Along with the pictures were posted messages. I have ended up killing. Oh no, blood keeps pouring out even though I have wiped it away many times. Another said, I've tried to warm the body as it got cold, but it doesn't warm up. Everyone, do you want to know what color the brain is? I'll take good care of the brain and the spinal cord, putting them in a solution. On Sunday morning, after Aiwa's parents reported to the police that their daughter had not come home that night, the police arrived at the apartment to look for Aiwa. It is unsure how the police figured to look for Aiwa in Yumiko's apartment. But we do know that they were able to access the messages that the two girls sent each other, which shows Yumiko inviting Aiwa over. What police found on a bed inside the apartment was horrifying. Aiwa was found decapitated, with her left hand chopped off. Investigators said that her abdomen had been slit open and saw what appeared to be an attempt dissection. Police also found a bloody hammer nearby. When asked by police at the scene if she had committed this crime, Yumiko calmly admitted that she had done it. She was then arrested by the police. When asked why and how she did it, Yumiko responded that she simply wanted to know how it felt like to dissect someone. "I bought the tools myself. I told her that I wanted to see her and asked her to come." The girl later explained to investigators that she harbored no animosity toward 15-year-old Aiwa, who attended the same high school in Sasebo in southwest Japan. Nonetheless, she told police that after the two went shopping that afternoon, "I came home with her so I could kill her." During the trials, it was argued that Yumiko couldn't be tried for murder on the reason that she was mentally unstable when the murder was committed. However, prosecutors said that because the girl had researched laws surrounding juvenile crimes at the library, and because she had purchased a weapon before the incident, she had meticulously planned the attack and was therefore criminally responsible for the murder of her classmate. This was enough proof for the prosecution that Yumiko had committed premeditated murder and that she could be tried for it. The Nagasaki District Court handed down its ruling. The presiding judge said the girl, who suffers from an autistic disorder, lacks any sense of morality and that sending her to prison would worsen her mental condition and make rehabilitation more difficult. Yumiko would be sent to a medical reformatory rather than be tried in a criminal court. In response to what happened, an anime series called Psychopaths, a show that features the murder of schoolgirls, was cancelled. In July of 2014, Yumiko's father also apologized to the family for what his daughter had done, saying that his daughter's actions can never be forgiven for any reason or cause. He later hanged himself on October of the same year. In 2015, 3 officials of the Nagasaki Prefectural Child Consultation Center were officially reprimanded by the government after it was revealed that they failed to take action even after the psychiatrist who examined Yumiko after she hit her father had actually contacted the consultation center to tell them that, if Yumiko is left as she is, she could kill someone. Aiwa Matsuo's funeral was a public event attended by several hundred people. People from in the community and around Japan would gather to show support for Aiwa's parents. According to the Japan Times, one woman who said she knew Matsuo told the newspaper, "I can't take what happened. I just hope I can do something for her dejected parents." Today, schools in Japan are trying harder to remind students of the sanctity of life, trying to prevent yet again another murder committed to and by a minor. What do you think about this case? Do you think that Yumiko's actions were preventable if she didn't live alone and was admitted to the psychiatric facility, or was she bound to commit murder eventually? Also, how do you feel about Yumiko being put in a medical reformatory rather than a prison? Will she ever be able to fully integrate back into society? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Remember to like and subscribe for more Fatal Files.